We've covered the play of the week. Let's zoom out to the big picture. Baseball can be pretty simple. To win, you have to score more runs than your opponent. So on offense, you are trying to score runs. That's your number one job. The best way to do that is to get on base. But if you can't get on base, you hope you can advance the runners. These think about like sac flies. You got out, you didn't get on base, but at least you advanced the runners. Okay. The defense is the opposite. Our number one job is actually to prevent runs. We can't always get the out. That's our favorite way to prevent the runs is getting outs. But if we can't get the out, we have to stop the runners. Let's take a look at all the position numbers in baseball, just to remind you. We got 1 through 0. 0 is our special one because even the bench has responsibilities during the game. Let's see them all take the field. Also, a reminder that you can rewatch, pause, or ask questions about any part of this video. All right, here's our situation for the play of the week. The situation is runners on first, less than 2 outs. So we have 1 or 2 outs. We have a runner on first base. You see that runner A on first, runner B at the plate. The batter hits a medium ground ball, and the right fielder fields it clean. Okay, that's the situation. Runner on first, less than 2 outs, medium shot on the ground, right fielder fields it clean. Pause and see if you know where everybody's supposed to go in this play, and then I'm going to show you where they go. Here, everybody moves into their positions. We're going to play it twice. Remember, you can replay it. You can even put it on slow motion. Look how every body is moving on this field. You always have a job to do. Let's focus on each person and their role, their responsibilities in this play. As we go over each position, I'm going to tell you the basic play that each player needs to make for this play of the week. But also, I'm going to give you an advanced responsibility for you to think of when we start to do future plays beyond this one. But for this week, you have to get the basics right when we come to practice. First up is the pitcher. You notice that the pitcher runs behind third base, but off to the side a little bit. Right? It's third base's job to body that ball if it's right to them. Pitcher's supposed to get to the side behind them. That is their basic responsibility to back up third base. Now, there are advanced jobs to do, like knowing that if we have to change this play to a play at the plate, which will be another play of the week, if the play goes to the plate, the pitcher will then adjust and back up the catcher. But for this one, they just back up third base. The catcher moves in front of the plate as always, rips off his mask, and his job is to call the play from here. He's got the view of the whole field. So he's probably calling set up three, set up three. Initially, we know that right field will field it clean, so this play is going to third base in front of the runner. In the advanced version, we can start getting our catchers to call a cut. So maybe that runner at second base starts to get off the bag a little too much. They didn't slide down and we have a chance to get him out. So the catcher can call cut two, and have the shortstop catch the ball and throw it to second base instead. That's advanced for another week. The first baseman drops behind his base a little bit so he can still watch the right fielder or get to his bag quickly. He's staying by his bag in case the play does change. And he's holding the runner at his bag in case they get off, they make mistakes, they're ready to capitalize and get an out, maybe on a cut. Okay, the advanced move is if this turns into a longer play, like at four, and that runner takes off, the first baseman needs to trail that runner after making sure they touch the bag. Second baseman's job is to hold that runner on second base. First, we'll talk about gunning the runner later, but for the basics is to be on that base ready to either receive a quick throw from the right fielder if it's a super slow runner, Or when the shortstop cuts that ball or third base gets the full throw, goes all the way to third, they're holding that runner on second to run them back or make a throw to a returning runner to second base. The advanced move is if in future weeks that ball goes past the right fielder, second base needs to run out and become the leader of a trailing relay from the right fielder. Third base has to catch that ball and make the tag. So if the runner's coming at them, they need to tag that runner. No matter what, though, they have to catch that ball, even if that takes them off the base to make sure that they catch it. Remember, we are trying to prevent runners. So the goal is to make this play so good that that runner never leaves second base. But if he does, third base has that ball and is ready to make the out or get him in a rundown to run him back. Okay? The advanced move here is the third baseman is watching this whole play. Look at them. They can see that lead runner at second base and the right fielder throwing that ball. So if they think they're going to catch that runner dead to rights, or that runner's already made it to third because we took too long or something, and that trailing runner is a potential out at second, the third baseman has a responsibility to call the cut and maybe even cut to another base. So instead of just saying 3-3-3 and letting the ball run through, he'll say cut two, and the shortstop can grab the ball, throw it to second base, and get an out. The shortstop is the cut man in this play. He runs into the grass and lines up between the third base and the right fielder. Many of our players can make that throw all the way from right field to third. So the shortstop's job is to be prepared to catch that ball mid-throw if there's not going to be a play at third. They're listening to their third baseman calling it out, and if he yells cut, 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 then the shortstop needs to catch the ball and see where the next play is. Usually this is going to happen because we made the play clean. So the base coach is holding that runner at second base. So we don't want that ball to go all the way to third and risk an error. So the shortstop will catch it. But because not all of our players can make that throw from right field, the shortstop needs to know before the play even starts who his outfielders are. So if you have a player in right field who can't make that throw all the way to third base, you become a relay and you need to run farther out, maybe even closer to second base to get that throw from the right fielder and relay it to third base for our fielders who cannot make the throw all the way. In left field, your first job is getting to third base and being the other side of the backup to the pitcher. So you got to dart into third and be backup. But you have to watch the play unfold. If we do miss it, that runner is advancing to third and might start advancing home and the play will continue. So let's look at the advanced play where you have to get involved in a rundown and make sure you're covering third base in a pickle. Basics are backup though. Center field, your job is pretty easy here. As always, you're helping direct your other fielders about whether they need to come in on the ball or back up on it because you can see a good angle. But your basic job is to back them up. So if that right fielder does miss the ball, you're behind them and you grab the ball and throw it instead of them. No advanced move here. Right fielder, you just got to catch it and throw it. Make it a clean stop. There's a runner on base, so we're not going down to a knee. We got to scoop this ball, put our body in front of it, and keep our body in motion so that we can make that throw all the way to third base. That is your basics. Field it, throw it. You're aiming for the top of the shortstop's head so that it goes right over them on a one hop to the third base. But if they call cut, the shortstop can still reach it. That means no rainbows. We need line drives. Okay, that's your basics. Your advanced move is if we see an opportunity, a slow runner to gun out at second base, somebody too slow at first, maybe two slow runners, you field it, it's a lot firmer than that medium ball in this situation. We can start talking about gunning runners out at the base for the force play. But your basics, catch and throw. And finally, the bench. Remember, everybody's got a job. Your movement goes from, if you were sitting on the bench, you were already wrong. You need to get up on the fence,
and watch the play unfold. You're looking at our players to see if we can correct them later, because not enough coaches to watch every player on the field. Maybe you noticed somebody wasn't doing their backup properly or went to the wrong position. Hey, no foul there to tell your players like, hey, I noticed that you went to the wrong spot. Did you know you're actually supposed to go behind the third baseman, for example? Okay, in the advanced move, hey, you keep an eye out for opportunity. Maybe you can help correct somebody making a mistake in the play that they need help with. Like the pitcher's not running behind third base, so you're calling out to them. Or maybe you notice a runner at first base is way off the bag and nobody's paying attention to him. And you're calling, look one, look one. Everybody's got a job. Stay engaged. Now let's talk about offense, because we're also going to be runners in this position. Let's say you're the lead runner, the runner who's on first base. First, like always, you should be getting your primary lead and getting a secondary as a pitcher delivers to the plate. When you see that hit on the ground, you're taking off. Now, it's straight to the right fielder, and it's medium. So they might try to gun you out at second base. You gotta slide. That's your number one priority here. Your basics are getting your butt to second base and then getting it on the ground. You gotta slide. Your advanced one is, can you pop up from that slide right away? Because you never know. They're trying, right? We just covered it. The defense is trying to throw the ball all the way to third. Maybe they can. Maybe they bobbled it in right field. Maybe it went past the right fielder while you were sliding. So can you pop up and pick up your base coach or pick up ball? Actually, just pick up base coach. They're looking at the ball for you. And finally, the trailing runner. Your job, basics, is to run through first base. You should pick up that ball a couple of steps out of the box just to see how it's going, and maybe if you're trying for extra bases. But since you see that right fielder fielding it clean, you need to run all the way through the bag in case they try to gun you out at one. Now, advanced moves might be you notice that they are already lined up and starting to throw to three. So we should be listening to our first base coach, who's probably telling us, round it, round it. Meaning you have a little time to not run all the way through the bag and take a turn and pick up that ball at third base. Because if it's a pass ball and they have a wild throw over to third, probably that runner on second is advancing. And now you get free second base. And I almost forgot, we're going to have people in the dugout on offense as well. So your job is to be watching this play unfold and see opportunities for the runners to either take an extra base or call them back if somebody's trying to gun us out, and stay cheering.